Morning. Good.
Oh, 3 action. You're gonna see movie. You're gonna see movie, right? Hello.
Yeah, special TV.
Testing, testing, testing.
I would never do that.
Okay.
Thought of that just makes me crazy.
Yeah.
lucky to have you.
Good morning. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, but we don't see you.
You can't see me?
Absolutely not. There's a light from here, and I don't see you. I don't know what you're doing. You doing faces or what? The table's supposed to be
Well,
right there.
I'll take that into consideration next time. Unfortunately, it's too late to do that now, but it's a good point.
Okay, it is a point.
Okay. So, if I could have your attention.
One second, Pat. You have to use the microphone now.
Oh, thank you.
All right, can you hear me? Okay.
Oh, online you might have to do it.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Yeah, the
All right.
whole meeting is on.
Good morning. So, my name is Patrick Jandevier. I'm with your management company, Atlantic and Pacific. Okay? I'm here today, and I've been here for the past month, at the request of the board of directors and the management company, because your building has a tremendous number of projects going on right now. And fortunately, and I haven't been here for more than a month, fortunately, these projects are coming to an end. And I'm here to help make sure that there's no more hang-ups, there's no more delays, and bring these things to the finish line so that you can enjoy your building the way it's supposed to, okay? That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to critique what happened in the past. I'm not here to critique what's happening now. I'm here to make sure and do what I can to get things going forward in the future, the way they're supposed to be, okay? That's what I do, all right?
Now, you're here on a Saturday morning, and I suppose that this is because, and I can tell you I don't do many Saturday morning board meetings. It appears to me that this date was chosen so that everyone, perhaps persons who are working during the week, have things to do it in the evenings, could attend so that they could listen and get firsthand knowledge of what the situation is and how things are progressing. So that there can be no claims that anything's being done to behind the scenes or subversive or what have you, okay? Now, we have an agenda here today that not only is quite extensive, but it's also very informative. Your engineer is here, who's going to give a slideshow presentation that's going to update a lot of your projects and answer a lot of your questions. That's going to be later. Prior to that, I'm going to call the meeting to order and take care of some formalities that the state of Florida and your governing documents require you to do, okay? I assure you, everyone here will have the opportunity to ask a question, to make a statement after the formal process of the board meeting is concluded, okay? These are my business cards. Sir, do you have a question? These are my cards. I'm going to leave this stack at the front desk. If anyone here today has a question, didn't like their answer, has another question they couldn't remember, take my card from the front desk and call me. I will call you back. I will come back here. I'll meet with you, and we'll get the answer together. This is your association, not mine. I'm here to help you, okay? I'm sorry, they can't hear the live stream. I'm not a technical guy. I don't know. Okay.
Clyde, are you able to hear us?
All right.
Just 1 second, please. Sorry. Hello, testing, testing.
Are who's not here able to hear us on this live stream? Clyde, can you hear us?
Oh, now he said he can.
Okay, so we definitely know.
Just a
So,
second, he's not on the live stream, just a second.
So Dylan, Clyde can hear us, but we can't hear him.
And I heard him with the volume. The volume is low. How do we get to hear Clyde? You can hear us.
Clyde, we see your voice moving, but we can't hear you. Just one moment, please.
I hear it from somewhere else.
We apologize, folks, but there are many people listening live stream, and we need to get. Oh, now we. Yes, it's okay now. Okay, sorry about that.
can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, I do know. All right. So we're going to go through your agenda so as efficiently as possible, so we can get to the heart of today's meeting, which is going to be a video and audio update from your engineer regarding the project status, status of all the projects that you're building. So, can I have the president call the meeting to order?
Yes. I guess I need. Yes, good morning. Yes, I call the meeting to order. And I officially appoint Patrick to be the chairperson for the meeting. Letter? Okay, sorry. Yes, I officially appoint Patrick to be the chairperson for the meeting. I'd just like to say a couple of things before we start. As he mentioned, we have a very long agenda today. We don't want to keep you here forever. So good morning again to all the fellow owners and to those of you listening live. I would just like to mention that the majority of this board is working proactively and decisively to move forward. Always watching every dollar, but yes, we are spending what has to be spent to do things properly the first time. Sorry? We've all suffered the consequences of the Band-Aid approach of the past. The mold, the halls, the chillers, the leaky pipes, the laundry room, and now the pool. We are making progress. We have an excellent team in place. The board majority intends to continue to focus on these positives to finally restore Parker Dorado to a healthy environment. As you can see from the agenda, we have been working on several projects simultaneously, as we promised. Today we have with us Joe Mancini and Gus Martinez, who are actually over on the side right now, who are our project managers. They have been on top of things ever since they started working with us. They are scrutinizing the projects, the contracts, the expenses, and they are doing an excellent job with only our best interests at heart. They have proven to be an excellent investment for Parker Dorado. I hope that you please give them your undivided attention, as they will be providing you updates on all the projects. Also, please note that we have put all the documents that we will be ratifying this morning on the website, so I hope you are all referring to the website. So thank you, and please, Patrick, can now proceed.
Okay, so we have a forum of your directors here. This notice was posted on October 3rd, within the 48-hour requirement by statute in your code governing documents. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Do I have a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and to approve them as written?
Yes.
You so move. Do I have a second? All in favor? Any opposition? Motion passes. That was your president's message?
Yes.
Just now? Okay. Next item on the agenda, moving right along, the treasurer's report.
Good morning, everybody. They're handing a handout that you can follow along. Basically, what I've done is I've just done a summary synopsis based upon information that I have and that everybody else has available to them every month. At the end of each month, the management company produces a financial package report. So the numbers, and you can see it's quite long and extensive. I've gone through it, and as of August 31st, we don't have the September 31st numbers yet. The accounting hasn't been completed for the month. But what's being handed out is a treasurer's report dated 8/31/18. So that's the status of a summary of everything that would have been in this report. That's everybody can have a copy of and obtain online or by going to the management office. So as it circulates, basically the top of the report shows the equivalent of what I would call like, cash on hand or money on deposit. So you can see there all of the different bank accounts that we have. C&B stands for City National Bank. PB stands for Popular Bank. There's some of the different accounts that we have. I've indicated each separate account with the last four numbers of the account, so if you ever wanted to reference them within this package, that's how you would look at the bank statements and match them up to the numbers that you see here. Our petty cash account has $2,838.06. The City National Bank operating account, which is where we pay the ongoing expenses of the building from, at the end of August had a balance of $96,986.45. So does everybody see that in front of them?
No, the front row is like this. But we didn't
We're
get the paper.
It's circulating around, it's being passed around. It's being passed around. So I was going to say that like having in front of them, rather than delaying you reading the numbers, I'd let you just simply read them on your own, but I'll go through it since everybody doesn't have them. So I would say our City National Bank petty cash account has $2,830.06 in it. Our operating account on August 31 had $96,986.45. The security deposit account had $11,206.66. Our existing, what we're referring to as a reserve account, which is money that was on hand from cash on hand from when the board took over from last year. The balance of that account, which is with Popular Bank, is $361,096.85. So as the paper starts to circulate, you should be able to follow along here. There's another Popular Bank account which has money that's left over from a settlement that we had from the Lamar construction with the pool deck. The balance of that account has $78,629.60. We also have another operating account with Popular Bank. The balance of that account is $21.95. And then there's the current special assessment account, the 2018 special assessment account that at the end of August had $854,683.26. If you add all that up, it says their total cash on deposit is $1,407,636.88. On the handout, just above us is total without special assessment funds. So if we didn't take into account the $854,000 that have been collected thus far on the special assessment account, cash on hand would be $552,953.62. MTC stands for maintenance. So you see maintenance delinquencies. There are people who, that's all the owners that pay their monthly maintenance fees, as well as the special assessment. So you can see that the delinquencies at the end of August totaled $69,102.92, of which $59,525.70 was from maintenance payments that some owners are delinquent on, and then $9,583.22 of that $69,000 is people who have not or are late on the special assessment payments. Our account payables, the ones that were owed, outstanding balances to vendors on 8/31/18 was $146,510.36. Okay, so that takes care of kind of our cash position or the monies that on hand. Then if you start to look below, it says revenue and expenses. Each year, the board and the association has a budget. This income and expense report is based upon the budget. So you can see there's a heading here that says month. YTD stands for year to date. And then YTD budget stands for where we should be year to date pertaining to our budget. So if we look at income in the month of August, we collected $204,601.83, and income obviously is maintenance payments and screening fees and such like that. So we collected $204,601.83. Year to date, we've collected $1,642,102 of total income, and Our budget is scheduled at year to date. We should have collected $1,643,992.08. So just slightly less, and that basically relates to where you see the delinquencies on people not being late on their accounts. Expenses, if you looked in this report that I base these numbers on, expenses are all broken out individually, but they're under specific categories. So you can see salaries and benefits for the month was $48,804.23. Administrative expenses were $14,605. Insurance for the building, $30,285.12. Utilities in the month were $62,173. Maintenance contracts that we have on things, for example, like the service contracts for the elevators and for waste removal and any other maintenance contracts that we have on buildings, equipment, and appliances. All those contracts on a monthly basis, the cost of that was $33.8756. R&M stands for repairs, maintenance, and supplies. So those are the things that come along that we have to repair on a random basis as different projects in the building or just the routine maintenance of the building. That's the maintenance. The cost for that was $30,103.98. So you can see that our total expenses for the month of August were $219.60. $219,060.27.
Where is special assessment?
I'm sorry?
Where is expenses for, where's special assessments?
The special assessment shows in the cash accounts on the top that I explained to you.
Cash account?
Yeah, the last account on the top of that page that shows checkbook balances, PB 2018 Special SA
No, expenses.
number 9016 is
Expenses
$854.
only.
The expenses related to the special assessment are going to be discussed as we go through the meeting here with the project.
Why it's not part of the?
This is a financial report to show you the current status of our cash position and our bank accounts and our monthly budgeted items. Okay? So you can see that in the month of August, we received $204,601.83. Our expenses were $219,060.27.
So we are negative.
So in the month of August, we operated under a deficit of $14,458.44. Year to date, you can see that we received $1,642,102, and we expensed $1,694,865.93. So year to date, as of the end of August, we are operating at a $52,720 year-to-date deficit on the budget. Our year-to-date budget, the last column shows you, if you were to compare what we collected year-to-date and what we scheduled based upon a zero-based budget, if you add everybody's maintenance payments, that total amount, which is roughly $205,000 or so dollars, is what we're supposed to be collecting every month, and this is what we're spending every month.
So can you explain the deficit, please, as it relates to the line item? For example, you have a budget, year-to-date budget of 107K, right, 107,000, and administratively it was 142, right? So there's.
What numbers do you look? Which column is administrative?
I'm just looking at your expenses.
Yeah, that means that when the budget was prepared,
I'm
last year.
asking for the explanation of why we were over budget. Right.
Because when the budget was passed last year,
Uh-huh.
there was no budget increase. There hasn't been a budget increase for several years. The cost of living, as you all know, goes up by usually 2 to 3% per year. There hasn't been an increase in the maintenance fees in this building, I believe, at least for the last 6 or 7 years. So we're operating with the cost of things going up each year. We're operating on a 6-year-old budget at current cost today, resulting in a deficit.
Okay, so.
That answer your question?
So I'm just asking because it just makes it clear when you have a negative on a line item, it's detailed as far as what caused that deficit. Right. So if it was I'm just talking corporate, I'm sure you're very aware, corporate, right? So if you budgeted 106, 106,000, and you did not include cost of living and increase in overall increases that you're going to expect, at least to identify at which line items, you know, what
Yeah,
caused that deficit.
okay, so I understand the question. So what this report is I've taken the specific line items that pertain to, for example, administrative costs. Okay, so there is, in this report, there is a variance report in the first 7 pages of this book that
Sorry, I
everybody
did not have
receives.
that, I apologize.
No, this is something that you can get online from the website, or you can get it from the management office.
So that's updated.
This is
every
this is a monthly report that's provided to us by our management company that has all the accounting done.
Thank you. We'll go back and
And
reflect.
those specific line items under administrative would be broken down in the specific report.
For your operating budget, which is what you're going through right now.
Correct.
The other is your, right, which I think that was.
Correct. So everything I'm showing here refers to cash on hand and the operating budget itself.
Correct.
The
Okay,
monthly
I think that's
routine
also a good
budgeted
clarity-
items.
A good clarification, someone was asking why
Okay.
we're in the negative, it's the operating.
I answered your question to your satisfaction?
I'll go into the website for the details, but yes, thank you.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions on the financial report? Yes.
I'm not sure if you're pertaining to the budget here, but there are like 4 or 5 pages, and they're very hard to read because the print is very, very tiny. Does anybody else feel the same way? There's 4 or 5 pages. It's also on the website, given the same way. The print is very, very small. You would need a magnifying glass to read it.
Okay.
So is there any way you could change the print?
Well, what
Read it properly?
I could suggest to you, what I do on my personal computer, is you can adjust the magnification on your computer. It's just, we just simply print it out, the report in the form that it's in. So you can adjust like font size, whatever you choose to do when you view it.
I'm not
Okay.
that good at that. I'm sorry, but I'll try to find out.
I'll be more than happy to, after the
Yeah,
meeting, to
because
explain how you can do it. It's very simple. Yes, Ilya?
Eric, my question is, budget, maintenance, what we use, what is approved by our budget, right? No. But you forgot to say that we use $300,000 from the cash, from the reserve. It means when you have some problem with maintenance, you put it from reserve. What is logical, I understand.
Right, you see there's a deficit.
Yes.
So that deficit has to be met, and that deficit is met by taking monies out of the
Yeah.
existing reserve account, which we refer to as the reserve account, which
But
is
it's
the
not
account number
reserve.
2962.
It's not reserve. But what
Correct,
I-
it's not-
what I
technically
say-
it's not
What I
reserve.
try to say, what was necessary to borrow the cash from reserve? Why?
Okay, that's a good question, I can answer that question for you. When we started last year, in the very beginning of the year, the first thing we had to do was we had to transfer $100,000 immediately in January for outstanding bills that had not been paid at the end of last year. In addition to that, there was the Lamont settlement for the patio outside, the work that was done that was not completed, that there was a lawsuit that was settled, that was settled for $185,000. That money came out of those accounts. The insurance deductible to defend against the Lamont settlement was $23,000, the cost of that. There was another settlement with an owner regarding a lawsuit that we had to settle for that as well. There were legal fees related to the laundry, with the laundry company that we had, and that will be replacing the laundry machines. Those were $14,000 in legal fees alone there. We had to move money from that account as well for elevator renovations. You see you have 3 elevators here in the lobby that were paid partially last year.
It was not in budget, right?
These were items that are not, the operating budget pays the expenses to operate the building on an ongoing basis. These monies had to come out of this other account that we had sitting on the side that we'll refer to as a reserve account to pay for unforeseen or the expenses that I'm outlining to you right now.
I see, okay. I
Okay?
understand.
So I can continue to go down the line and tell you that in addition to the elevators, which have been renovated, partially paid for last year, and in this year, we had to pay the balance of it. It was not allocated in any other way, and the money had to come from somewhere to pay the bill.
So what you say is.
There was also, I'm
not
sorry?
budget.
I'm sorry?
Not budget items, right? It's good.
Yes.
It's not budget.
What you have printed out here on this treasurer's report is the operating budget. What you're asking me is where did the money come from, or where did the money go to pay other expenses outside of the budget items?
But because it's outside the budget.
Trying to answer that question.
Thank you, yes.
Okay, so I can continue to go down the line items. There was 2017 valet charges in excess of $12,000 that had not been paid last year, that we paid this year. There was the remodeling from the bathrooms in the lobby that had not been completely paid. We had to pay for this year. That was $9,831.62. On the roof of the building, there were 10 rooftop exhaust fans and 3 invoices from 2017 from a contractor for $24,360.63 that were also paid from that fund. There was no security deposit account. The monies from the previous security deposits had been moved into the operating account at the time, and they technically need to be held in a separate, non-interest bearing account. That account had to be replenished with $25,000. There was an outstanding bill for $2,136 to the engineer of record at the time for drawings that had been done initially for the boiler room and the upper mechanical rooms. That was $2,136. Sometime in, I want to say, March or April, we had to move money to make the payroll because of the continued deficit that the operating account was in. $30,000 was moved from that account to do that. And then there was another $45,000 that related to the ongoing expenses for the laundry rooms, the laundry service that we have now, continued repair of the elevators, additional new security company with additional security contract. All that totals up to $526,018.61, leaving a balance of $13,981.39, which I attribute to legal fees that have also been paid, that have not necessarily been reconciled as of yet. But that total amount, the 526 plus the 13, is roughly $540,000 that had to be spent from that reserve account to meet these obligations. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Anybody else have any other questions? Okay, then we can move on. Okay. This will be on the website as well.
Patrick, just 1 second. I just want to commend Eric for what I believe is an excellent report. I know it took you a long time to do that. Well done. Thank you, Eric.
Okay, so again, all of your financials are available. They're your financials. Okay? If you want them, you have a question about them, bring your question to the management office. If you're not satisfied with the answer you get from the management office, you call me, and I'll be happy to help you understand it. And maybe I'll have a question too. Okay? Now, as the chair, we have 2 items on your agenda. And as the chair, I'm able to move them around as I see fit. In the interest of time, I'm going to go in an order different from what's on the agenda. If you see the project updates, that's going to be performed by your engineering company that's been hired to help make sure all of the projects get finished the way they're supposed to be. Part of that is the pool repair. The pool repair was not part of the scope of the work of the original engineers. That's something that came up out of nowhere. Your pool, as you can probably see, has been repaired, being filled with water. This cost the association nothing. The labor and the materials were warranted. The company who installed previously honored their warranty, they didn't walk away from it, and they repaired it. Yes, you were inconvenienced by the failure of the plaster of the diamond bright, but that's the way it goes. At least you got a company, your pool company, who honored their warranty and resolved the problem at no expense. Is this a question about the pool? What's your question?
Who inspected the pool after the work was done? Would you find that?
Your pool was inspected by the city, or I'm sorry, the state health department, at least, if not more than annually.
And they didn't find this problem at the time? It just developed?
Clearly they didn't.
That's really ridiculous.
I encourage you to talk to your state legislature regarding the Florida Department of Health, who's responsible for overseeing your pool. Okay?
When it's going to be ready?
soon as it's full, as soon as it's filtered, and as soon as it's warm enough. I was supposed today's Saturday, maybe by Monday, Tuesday. I can't guarantee you because I don't know. Perhaps something else is going to happen because your pool related to the deck of the pool. I don't know, but if everything goes to plan, I would expect by Tuesday you'll be able to use your pool, okay?
Follow
This Tuesday, yeah. Any more questions about the pool? You have questions about the pool? Further from the mic. He's telling me closer. Yeah. No problem. Okay, so, new business. We're going to skip down to the new business. As a consequence of the tremendous number of projects that you have here at your building, you have a number of contracts with various contractors to get these things moving forward. There's an exhaustive list on your agenda. All of these contracts, I'm not going to go through every one of them, all of these contracts were reviewed not only by the board, not only by the management company, but also by the engineers who are qualified to analyze the technical aspects of the contents of those contracts, and by your attorney who read it for the legal portions of the contracts. These weren't executed and signed willy-nilly just on a whim.
Can you
It was a long process. Sir, I'll entertain your question when I recognize you, okay? Just give me a minute. Your contracts were not executed and bound by the association without the considerations I've mentioned, okay? All of these contracts are available for you to inspect. We're not going to go here today and entertain questions line by line regarding the contracts. It's not worth it. There's a lot of other things that your engineers want to show you as to the progress of your building. If you want to inspect a contract, it's on your website. If you can't find it, or you don't want to find it, you call me, email me. I'll email you a copy of the contract, okay? It's your contract. It's your building. If you want the information, I'll give it to you. The management office will give it to you, okay? Part of the formal, we're here to satisfy formal requirements by your declaration, your bylaws, and the state of Florida. These contracts have already been executed. I need a motion from your board to ratify what they've already done, okay? It's not open to a debate. If you want to critique the fine points of the contracts and what have you, that's to be done afterwards. This is merely a formality, okay? What you see listed on the agenda, right there in that chair. The agenda is in your chair next to you. In the chair next to you. That's the agenda. Okay, that's 10. There's 10. All right. Do I have a motion to ratify the contracts as listed on today's agenda? You make the motion. Do I have a second? A second. I'm sorry, Clyde?
Yes, I second the motion.
Okay, thank you for that long-listed second. And all in favor? Any opposition? Two noes. Let the minutes reflect the yeas and the nays. This motion passes. Okay? Moving right along. We're going to go back up the agenda to the project updates. The engineers are here. Mind you, they're being paid for your time, but let's not waste it. Let's let them go through their presentation. A lot of your questions are probably going to be answered on the next slide. Let's wait until they're done, and then you can engage them in questions and comments. Do you have a question about anything I've already discussed?
Yeah, yes. I want to understand that list on the bottom of the agenda today. It's all you have a contract signed?
I think I just said that, yes.
No, I see you're voting for.
Sir, I just explained exhaustively. All of the items on this list are contracts that have been executed after having been reviewed by your attorney and your engineers. Did you not hear me say that?
No, I don't understand. I mean, physically, I can take a look for each of them. You have a signed contract.
Sure. You can even look at the ones that we haven't signed yet.
Hallway renovation.
You can't do it now. If you want to see them, call me after the meeting, okay?
I don't know who are you.
Not to shit on my car. She's gonna bring you my car. You can call
I
her.
will take it from here, don't run.
No, I'm gonna satisfy right now because we've got to move along.
One for me too, please.
I want for
Okay,
On the
all right.
contract sign,
So,
where is the
well,
hallway renovation? That is hallway
Let
renovation.
him
Al,
finish, please.
so your neighbors are here.
Don't rush.
Well, I'm the chair. This is my meeting right now. Okay. You guys are the engineer. You guys ready? Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Why we not run? But not a board of directors run. Why?
Let's go to the presentation.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Gus Martinez. I'm the principal with the GM Consulting Engineers. We are the engineers that have been referred to as a suggestion for your management company before when you hire us to be the project manager for the many, many projects that you are currently active trying to implement or trying to finish in the building. We have a total of 19 projects going on right now.
Put the mic up closer, please.
Oh, thank you. I just want to give you a little background on our company. We are a mechanical engineering and mechanical electrical engineering company. We are a total of 12 engineers. And we have offices in Canada, Toronto, and in Panama. We do work all over the United States, and of course our bases here in South Florida. We have been, we do a little bit of everything. Small projects, big projects, part of our experience and area of work is project management. We have been working with Atlantic Pacific since 2011 in several buildings around this corridor. The Wave, the Mirror, Capella Towers, where we are providing the same type of service that we are providing for this building. We were hired to oversee the projects as project managers, not to implement it, but to oversight, guarantee that the project gets done from the beginning of the project to the end to the satisfaction of the association, the owners, you. We at the beginning estimated we are going to be overseeing the projects on a weekly, monthly basis. But based on the amount of project, the complexity, and the issues that we have with the system in the building, with the building environment, with the authorities, this project has grown up substantially to the point that we are pretty much on a daily basis on the building. I'm pretty sure some of you have seen us around, and together we have a team of architects, construction managers, and structural engineers working on the building. This project has been spearheaded by our senior project manager, John C. And he is going to take it from there and give us a short presentation of each one of the projects, where we are, where we are going, and we'll answer any questions that you will have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gus.
Good morning, everyone. Everyone can hear me okay? So as Gus mentioned, we have quite a few projects on the go. The problem obviously was our PowerPoint presentation, but I'll walk you through it at the same time. So the main project was the first one that we were retained to look at was obviously your mechanical infrastructure. A building itself might look nice, you could put paint on the walls, you can change your building to make whatever you want it to look, but if the infrastructure of your building is failing or has been neglected, you actually are going to have a building that's going to deteriorate right underneath your eyes. When we inspected the building itself, in with our services that we provide, because we're complete mechanical, electrical, plumbing, sprinklers, structural, we take a look at your building to find out exactly are these projects that your board wants to entertain, are they valid? Because we ourselves will not really get involved if a project isn't warranted, just to spend your money foolishly. When we did the assessment on this property, and the thing that everyone has to understand is this building itself, I've been in this trade for over 40 years on the tools before I got into the engineering side. This building has been neglected in certain ways that paint on the walls does not make your building live. You are currently running right now on one chiller, so this whole building, and the chiller is the main part of the building that's allowing you to feel cool. At the same time you feel cool, you also have to worry about dehumidification. Because you can be nice and cool but feel very damp and you're going to be very uncomfortable. The problem that this building has, currently there's 2 chillers on the property. One chiller has been failed or has been decommissioned for some time and not been replaced, repaired, upgraded, or anything. Certain times during the day, I was here yesterday. Chiller was on. When I got here, an hour later, the chiller was off. Immediately, you're going to feel the consequence and the ripple effect. Not only for the temperature, you're going to feel the ripple effect of humidity. You're going to feel more moisture in your body. You're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to find insulation that is being saturated. You're going to see water dripping. This is what your building has experienced from the lack of maintenance or preventative maintenance that everybody should have done for years past. If you buy a car, are you not going to change the oil on your car? Or are you going to say, forget it, I'm never going to change the oil because I don't need to? Sooner or later, the car's going to say, if you didn't pay then you're going to pay now. Currently, right now, your board is sitting at, you're at that stage. You have to pay now. As you saw in your shafts, all the riser shafts, the insulation itself is deteriorated, also had mold. It's the M word that no one wants to hear. And mold only generates from moisture. Moisture is lack of chiller with dehumidification, or a system's not running properly. You can put as many layers of paint on your wall to cover that mold, but it's not getting rid of the mold. So, moving forward on the projects, the main project that we're working on is the chiller room itself. In the chiller room itself, we have 2 chillers currently on this property.
Yesterday, liar, come.
Sir?
Yesterday you come to my apartment. You told me it's humidity and hot. But you not told me cereal is not work.
I found out that the chiller was, like I said earlier, listen, we've got to get through this presentation, and then your raw questions will be answered, okay? Please don't stop everyone's purpose for being here for your sole individual question, okay? Just wait. As I said before, everyone will have a chance to critique, criticize, question, applaud, whatever you want to do, but let the gentleman finish, okay? Thank you, Patrick. In the process of looking at your mechanical room to upgrade your mechanical room in the property, which is the heart of the building. Your chillers in the mechanical room, you have a boiler that has been decommissioned has been installed, but never finished for many years. And that boiler is providing your dehumidification. So what's happening is you have to cool the air down to take it below what's called dew point, or to take the moisture out of the air. Once we take the moisture out of the air, we now have to warm it back up just a little bit so you don't feel cold and clammy when you walk down the hall. So the design right now that we've entertained, and we've hired an engineering firm to do the design, is to revisit the mechanical room and revitalize that whole room. We're adding a new chiller, we're adding brand new pumps, we're reconfiguring that mechanical room to current code. You have a generator in that same room that is right now beyond life expectancy that has to be replaced. In doing so, to bring it to code, we have to take that generator and move it out of that mechanical room. So the mechanical room could be as per code by 2 separate rooms. So you're safe. After fixing the building is the easy part. It's by maintaining all the areas in safety. So to bring it to code, we have to separate the two rooms. And that's what's in this project as well. The other side of the mechanical room is you have another mechanical room up on the roof. It's called the upper mechanical room. The upper mechanical room has two large air handlers. Those air handlers are nothing more than large fans. The fans themselves pressurize all your corridors and common area. In that pressurization of those fans, you have to, again, cool the air down, and we have to reheat it back up to a point of dehumidifying. When we came aboard, the first project that the board asked us to look at immediately as a temporary measure is how do we dehumidify the corridors, because as you can see in your corridors, we have a problem with all the mold in the walls. We have damp, cold corridors. So the first project we took on at that point was to get your dehumidification up and running, to institute it, to get it up and running, and to start dehumidifying your hallway. All these projects are strategic in timeline, and I'll explain what I mean by timeline. You cannot do different projects at the wrong time, because if we went ahead and jumped to the hallway revitalization, but not taking care of your humidity problem, whatever wall paneling, drywall replacement, wallpaper, any cosmetic you put in your hallway, you're going to be doing it again, because you're doing, like I said at the beginning, putting makeup on something that will not last. Getting your boiler running, starting to dehumidify the hallway, which we have, and that project temporarily has already been running, and it is now already removing moisture in your hallway. We test it on a weekly basis. We have our meters we test, and on the average, the first day that we started, we were at a high 70 to low 80% humidity. We are now running in the hallways when the system is running without any failures. We're running between 45 to 50% humidity, so that's perfect. It's now drying out the hallways. If you run your hand down the hallways, you're going to find that it's not damp anymore. You might get a little chalky on your hands, but that means that it's finally drying out. So that process is finished, and now we're waiting for the halls to dry, and then with the new design for the corridors to reinstate, then we can start that project. So, getting back to the upper mechanical room. I'm sorry for flipping back and forth, because I want to explain to you how all systems are interrelated and interconnected, and you can't jump from one to another. The upper mechanical room has two large fans, as we said. The two systems that are currently there, over the years that have been replaced, in the process of being replaced, whoever the previous engineers were, or could have been the board direction, or however it may be, for whatever reason, they were actually undersized from the original design. And with the help of the board and with the engineers, they actually determined the amount of CFM, which is your cubic feet per minute that you need to pressurize this building. The new design is bringing your building back up to what it was originally intended to provide you. In doing so, you have the steam boiler that you have to provide the reheat or the dehumidification. To save energy, the new design and concept is utilizing the cooling tower. The cooling tower is similar to the rat in your car. The rat in your car is only dissipating the heat that your engine generates. So what we're doing is we're taking that heat that was to go to your cooling tower and put it into your air handler, so we're reutilizing spent energy. Doing so, you're going to be saving gas costs, because we don't require your steam boiler to be running as hard, because we're reutilizing the same energy that we've already spent to cool down for the hallways. That's currently in the design, and that is what the whole board has elected to, not only to increase performance, and also for you guys to keep some money back in your pockets afterwards. So that will take care of the lower mechanical room and the upper mechanical room, which is the largest project that you're going to be undertaking on this whole 19 list. The next project that we have is the riser insulation. We have a lot of issues with the risers that were found in this property, that the risers have either had mold or deterioration of insulation, or because of lack of dehumidification, instigated that problem or made it a problematic problem for a lot of open items inside the hallways and inside the risers themselves. So currently the contractor that we have that's working on the project, we've gone through items that are opening up the walls, we found the mold. The mold has been remediated, the insulation is being reinstated, but by opening up the hallway, opening up the shaft, so we noted that the original design of the building allowed the shaft to be actually open corridor all the way down. So it's an open common shaft from the lower level right up to the roof. So in the event of a fire, what happens is, it's not only the flame that hurts anybody or kills you, it's going to be the smoke. The original design that this building was designed under, in the building matrix, allowed the shafts to be non-fire rated. I know myself as an owner of the building, I have a condo as well. One thing I would not want to have is knowing that the building does not meet local fire code, and the building is not safe. Last thing we want to hear is something similar to what happened in London, that the people couldn't get out of the building because they died from the smoke because there was no separation. The city came in and said, you can close at night, you can leave the shafts open, because that's as per the building the way it was when it was built. But on that, they want the board members to sign personally that they will be taking the responsibility for all of the owners in the event of a problem. So the board elected, and we even directed them. As myself as a board member on that board, I would never sign that. So the board elected, and we proposed to the board to put fire stopping on every floor to maintain the separation on every floor. So God forbid if there's a fire on one floor, it doesn't migrate through that shaft and go right into your floor. And that's what we proceeded with. The fire stopping is complete. It's going through inspections. All this takes time with the city because we're changing certain permit drawings, so that's taking its time. In what we're doing is we're finding some extra type of problems that we're coming across in certain units, that we're getting water condensation growing or condensation coming around that we're not aware of exactly where it's coming from. Because we have actually everything exposed, theoretically the moisture should be dehumidified out of the room because of the hallways and the individual units. But some of the units that we've been experiencing, as yourself and said before, we're having more moisture than we should have. So we've got to work our way through to find out why and eliminate the problem, eliminate the root of the problem. One thing the board has elected, and ultimately, is no more Band-Aids. Is find the root of the problem, find it, fix it, and then move on. That takes time. Give us some time to fix the problem from the root. You'll all going to be that much more happier when we're finished. You won't see us afterwards. You're stuck with the building. So if you want the Band-Aid, it's the wrong board. This board won't put a Band-Aid. And we want to hear working for the board doing that. So that will take for the hallways, or the insulation and the risers. We're also, under that risers as well, we're also looking at replacing all the insulation on all the horizontal mains, not only just the risers, but horizontal. So that's in that project as well. The next project that the board has entertained is the elevator assessment study. The assessment study has been completed. The first phase of that assessment has been dropped back into the board for their review. Every review that the area engineers or the other companies have provided, we do our own personal review as well. So we're in the process of doing our elevator review right now. The next project we have is a sprinkler assessment. As you know, that in the state of Florida and through the states itself, it's already been through Canada, now it's coming down here, is that the buildings have to be sprinkled, or we have to find an emergency an engineered life safety solution that will go opposite or give you a reduced level of sprinklers that you require in the building. That project there right now, we've retained the engineer to do that study. The study has been completed, and the report is already in hand of the board to actually look at it, review, and make summary on that. So prior to the hallway, and that's why I say these projects are all interrelated, prior to the hallway revitalization, to do any work in hallways, the board has to elect to make sure that they cover all the bases for code and for the new bylaws. By going ahead with the hallways without doing the sprinkler assessment and the sprinkler engineering design, how do we do a hallway not knowing if we have to run sprinkler mains through that same hallway? So if we went ahead with the hallways without doing the sprinkler design or sprinkler review, we're going to be doing bulkheads after you've installed seams, then you've been painted, and then we're going to be breaking it up again. So that's how every one of these projects are interrelated. So we can't finish one completely before the next one starts. And I just need you to understand that. They're all intertwined some way. The next one we have was a 40-year electrical recertification. That's something we can't control, the board can't control. This is a requirement. They now have retained the electrical engineer. They now ratified it, so the electrical engineer has already started with the actual drawings, so that means that he's going to be coming around, the electrical engineer is going to have to go into your suites, he's looking at the building in its entirety. So if your suites, as an example, if your suite itself, if you do not have ground fault, If you have an electrical panel that for whatever reason you might have done your do-it-yourself designs inside your own suites and your electrical panels may not pass code, that's a point that this engineer has to certify and put his license on the line that this building is safe. So we're already taking into account that we're revitalizing the mechanic room and the upper mechanic room, so he does not have to look at that portion because we're revitalizing it quite a bit in that same design. So that 40-year recertification is ongoing. It is to a point where there's going to be scheduling with the management company to make access to the suites. The fountain restoration. Yeah, the fountain at the front, I don't know how long it's not been working for, but I know everybody's been throwing cigarette butts in there.
Yeah.
We've had these fountain companies come in. We also looked at it through our mechanical service companies that we have. We looked at the sprinkler or the fountain system itself to find out what we could reuse, what we can reuse, and what has to be just replaced. So we've retained the company. We've awarded to all Florida. All Florida is coming in. They're going right now. They have a 12-inch ring of ceramics that's going to be put at the water's edge. They're going to sandblast the whole two fountains, rework all the piping, change the pumps, clean it up, and finally get it up and running. So then we're going to have, and I think his final completion date on the schedule is November 30th. So hopefully we're trying to push them as fast as we can to get projects that minor in and out, and you guys can have the reap the rewards of the fountain up and running. The next one there was the storm mains. Now this is a controversial discussion that we have, not only on this property, it's other properties north of here as well. The building was designed, and the original building matrix was allowing the stone to be collected on the property and actually go back out to the ocean. So there's an outfall. And if you see on the slide, if there's an outfall, and you drew it on the line, there's an outfall that's going out to the ocean. If there was no problems with this, 40 years past, we would not have an issue. You don't have to change it, you don't have to alter it, you don't have to touch it. Now that the problem itself is, if you notice in the garage, every time it rains or certain times, you'll find out water is actually coming up from under the drainage itself. That means that the outfall to the ocean is now either collapsed, plugged, deteriorated, or for whatever reason, it's not functioning any further.
Blocked, completely blocked.
Yep. I'm just generalizing the whole system. It is no longer functioning in the intent that it was 40 years ago. So what's happening right now is we are not allowed, under the law and under the current, that we are not allowed to discharge storm water from our property off our property. It has to be contained in our property. So that means that outfall pipe that we have going out to the ocean is now redundant and can't be reused. We've been pushing for 3 months, if not more. And Alex, you've been involved with the gentleman for quite a long time. All of the time you can try to convince us, but unless you convince us by everybody other than God himself saying your water from here goes to there, we will let you do it. So either spend our time or spend your time and your money to allow us to sit in front of your public people and not get an answer because they won't do it. If the property's north of here, we've already told them right off the bat, no, you drill wells. So if we know from history that the other properties have to drill a well, us as project managers, I can't come to you and say spend tens of thousands of dollars for engineers to do something that's not going to succeed. So
another building, how another building that?
Sorry?
Another condominium, how they do?
They drill wells and they actually put the water back to the water course.
No communication from the city to attach to the search allowed.
Not allowed. You cannot attach, you cannot.
It's dry water, it's rainwater allowed.
The problem is, as soon as you have a top coat means concrete, roof deck, roofing tile, cars, any type of covering on natural ground, you now have contaminated water. The municipality or the people are asking us to give a guarantee, none of your cars leak oil, none of your cars leak antifreeze, water, any type of contaminants from your car. They want to make sure that there is absolutely 0% of contamination in that rainwater. Could you guarantee that?
No, but I can join it with storage system, with city storage system.
No, you
Why
cannot.
not?
Because
It's
it's not allowed.
contaminated water.
Correct. We can say that. It's a point, it's there for bylaws and the property, the building themselves. Next one. No? So we'll continue. If there's any questions afterwards, we'll go through.
Okay.
So we've entertained and we've retained a civil engineer And the engineer is well versed on this property as well as the properties north, that he's already been through this exercise many, many times. So he's been retained, and at this point, we're waiting for actually, we haven't actually signed his contract yet. We're still negotiating his final price. So it's close, but it hasn't been completed as of yet for the engineering design of his scope of work. But we'll end up looking at that this property will be requiring maybe one to maybe 2 wells, depending on the top coat, how much of the property water we're going to have to deal with. The next one we have is, I'm sure that everybody is aware of, is our infamous laundry rooms. The laundry rooms themselves, I know we've been going through a lot of problems for a long, long time. The contractor that we have on the property is a contractor that is trying his best within his limits. That's probably the easiest way I can say it. The property itself, one of the issues happened with the laundry room, and the contractor was allowed to remove a block wall and replace it with a metal stud wall. There was discrepancies on the drawings of the amount of, or the quantity and the value of the fire rating. Again, it's the life safety of the property. The life safety of that well was, to the contractor's interpretation, was 1 hour. When we came aboard, we looked at the drawings, we actually looked at the permitted set, there was a discrepancy, and we had the waiver looked at it, and found out that we had to require the 2 hours to match the rest of the building because it is a multi-story building. The contractor has had a lot of problems trying to implement a design that will be passed by the city, that will be passed by the engineers and the architects that we have on staff that are overseeing this project for you. The contractor has found a solution, has been working towards a solution where there's been inspections on a daily basis. We've had our staff here on a daily basis inspecting to make sure the process of how it is installing is correct. We are at a 95 to 96% completion now. You'll see the fire dampers in the walls. They have to remove them and reinstall the different arrangements to uphold the UL rating of that fire damper. So we have to make sure that every item in the laundry room is passing code, so the problems that we've had in the past, again, no longer a Band-Aid. We're finding the solution from the beginning and making sure that it will be a longevity and the system will run for long term after this. We're hoping right now being at 95%. We're hoping within the near days to come, the final inspection from the city. We've got our letter on the window at the front already that we're just ready to sign. We're that close, and we're just hoping that we can push the contractor just a bit more to say, get it finished, get it painted, and get it the door.
Sir, I'm sorry
Yes.
to interrupt you. Your mic is too close, so people abroad cannot hear you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One problem with engineers is they think everybody understands what they're saying. I'm going to ask Joe to take a minute and explain with a little bit more detail what 1 hour, 2 hour fire rating separation means and how that has affected the conclusion of this project. I think it's important for you to understand what the delay has been and what we're getting out of this delay.
Sorry, what's happening as an engineer? Sorry. The difference between a 1 hour and a 2 hour rated wall or an assembly. An assembly means that in the event if there's a fire, actually how long does it take for it to actually penetrate through that separation? The problems that we had within the laundry room is the architect of record designed a wall which is using 2 5/8 metal stud, which is your normal metal stud that you see, and was only applying 2 layers of drywall on one side. 2 layers of drywall on one side will only constitute the maximum of 1 to 1.5 hour. I think the maximum is 1.5. Maximum 1.5 hour rating. But the design that the city approved was 2 hour. So now the contractor had a choice. We came, I think it was the first week that we came onto the property, we noticed that his metal stud was not to code, and then he stopped the metal stud below the ceiling, and that the assembly was not according to the drawing. So we gave the contractor 2 options. Either remove the whole wall assembly completely in its entirety. That means that all his plumbing he already installed, his drain, his wiring, and the assembly had to be removed completely to install it in a way that the original design intent was 2 layers of drywall, a metal stud, and 2 layers of drywall. The contractor had that option, or the option to remove it and put block to the way it was originally. The contractor elected because his intent was they are a PU as well. They will find a way to get approval to put 4 layers on one side. We know ourselves have been 40 some odd years. We've never seen a UL rating that they will allow you to put 4 layers of drywall on one side of a metal stud. So it caused problems to us to say, go ahead. We can't tell them to go ahead unless we could back you guys up on the board that it passes UL rating. And again, God forbid if something happened and it isn't to code, we are the ones that are liable. So the contractor elected to find a solution to put 4 layers on one side, but in order to do that, that means that the city had to have an update on the drawings to see if it was going to be passed by the UL, and to get special inspections at stages. So every time they installed 1 layer of drywall, the code states that every layer that he installs, there's a space difference or space requirement for every screw on that drywall. So our special inspection was to count, literally, count how many screws, the distance between each screw, and it's called fire caulking around every opening of that 1 layer. So that's 1. Now he's got to do it 4 times. But before he finishes the 4th time, there's another problem that this contractor now migrated to more problems, is after the 2nd layer was installed, the code states that the drywall screws screwing through the 2nd layer of drywall is losing the integrity of that metal stud because you've got so many screws on that metal stud. So the contractor, not knowing the detail that we told him pick option 2, elected to pick 4 layers. So now they had to install another layer or another band of metal on top of the 2nd layer of drywall, and then those had to have the same quantity of screws again, so you're virtually doubling the wall. So you can imagine, every time he did this work, we have to wait for inspection, we have to critique his installation, and then supply the information to the city that they were accepting that.
Who approved the 4 on one side?
Sorry?
Who approved the 4 layer on one side?
The contractor has a UL with an architect.
Let them put back and not try any money for that.
Currently the contractor is doing the best they can with all the limitations that we've been confronted with, but at the same time, it's not that we're pushing them to slow down, we're pushing them for the integrity of this building, because at the end of the day, like I said, this contractor could be long gone. This is your home, this is your building. If it will not pass the rating that we're satisfied that it maintains your life safety, we're not going to sign off on it. We would not recommend the board to accept any quality that is below life safety. We might have some deficiencies that doesn't look nice. Again, like I was saying, is cosmetic. That we can deal with. Let's get the life safety finished. That's why you see that the non-rooms, not that they stopped, it slowed down because so many inspections in between had to happen, just even for the screws. And you don't realize one sheet of drywall is 24 screws. 5 sheets in this room.
Another year to get the laundry ready, right?
No, we're at 95%. All that's finished. This is what I'm explaining the past. We're past that. You'll see in the laundry room, we even have the first coat of primer. We're past it. So,
how long is it going to take this 5%?
Like we always say, it's a very good question. The last 5% is the hardest because trying to get the contractor to finish the last 5%, and the advantage that the board was able to negotiate with this contractor is he has been paid 0. You are on a financial benefit because this size of project that they entertained, the contractor, for some reasons I don't even understand as being a contractor, but he has not invoiced us 1 penny since he started the job.
So the invoice has later.
Or you know we're going to get the invoice. But the advantage that we have right now, the board has not advanced any money. Zero.
Any hope this year we're going to have well laundry?
If you don't get the laundry running very shortly, I think Marlo's going to make me leave.
Okay.
We get emails, phone calls on a daily basis.
What about
and I get home in Mexico City.
The next project that we have is our canopies. The canopies themselves, as you heard in the past, the canopies, we've had some problems. The canopies, the structure of the canopies itself has failed. We had extensive review with structural engineers to find out exactly what point failed, or what point will not be acceptable to use or reuse in the future. We're past that point. We've now retained a structural engineer to do the final review, and now we've entertained a company, Hoover Architectural, is providing the design and providing the canopy and the bikini stage. The contract is, his end contract is
December, I believe.
December 15th completion.
There is no schedule or something that all these projects when are gonna finish or the state that they are when they're gonna.
Sorry, is this scale?
Yeah, the schedule.
Deadline, maybe.
Okay.
It's actually included in the PowerPoint, and if the PowerPoint is on the website, you can see that as well. The last one we have on the list right now is the sanitary, or the toilet lights. The toilet lights. So, next project we have is called the turtle lights. It's your right side lighting problem that we have on the property. Thank you. In the PowerPoint, you'll see our presentation here. This one here is that we use with the drone to take some pictures of your lighting at night. We have in the property, there's infractions on the property that's been imposed on this property for a few years back or since it's been installed. The issue that is had is the engineering design did go to the city, it was approved. The installing contractor, for whatever reason, and the engineer that was reviewing the project actually has a different installation than was originally approved by the city. Subsequently, correct, it's either there's been a complicated and complex reasons of why they changed lights. They changed the height of the posts. The installation itself does not match the original design to what the city had, but the city does.
How did it pass inspection from the city?
Red color
Once
is
they
good.
completed the job, how did it pass?
And why should we be liable for their mistakes? Why should the city tell us it's approved
Why
and
do
we're
you have so
liable?
much
City.
The answers of the past, I can't provide you. I'm sure that Patrick. Hold on a second. So, finish your discussion and then relax. Then we're going to go to questions. Just let's give the overview of where we are now. Correct. Okay. So we provided the study. We actually were here at nights. We did the actual light study for the foot candles to find out what you currently have and what is the minimum requirements. Where we're moving forward with it is we actually sat with the city. We've got some information from the city with the minimum limits that they're going to require for our turtles to protect our environment. At the same time, we're going to be separating the lights that are from the pool, because our pool itself isn't used at night. It's dawn to dusk, or dusk to dawn. So at that point, we're going to be shutting the lights down to the normal level or off in the areas that we do not require. The quantity of lights around the pool, we're going to be reducing the quantity of heads. Currently, you're way over limit. Your foot candles are greater than you ever require. So that in itself is going to save you energy and give you a better lighting pattern that is out for your actual pool. The parking structure, there's reworking of the quantity of lights and reworking the actual light direction as well. So that's currently in contract, and we're in the assessments right now of finding the final design to hand to the board for their decision. That on the lighting, we're out looking for the duration of time.
What about full cut?
Yeah, we're about 20% through the design right now, so we're still in the design phase. And the last one we have is the gym AC, the replacement of the gym AC system. The design is completed, the permits are in hand, so we're right now with the contractor. He has the equipment in stock and he is fabricating the sheet metal to replace our gym system. So we have been told that we would be and now he's looking for to be completed by November the 1st. So whatever we could expedite and shorten the deliverables, we've been pushing our staff as much as we can to shorten the timeline. But we have to be realistic. We want the job to be installed correctly. So again, it's no more of a Band-Aid. And that brings our lower lobby. The lower lobby ceramic tiles. We just got some samples over yesterday. So we have not awarded any contractors as of yet. But the two contractors that we've been talking to so far, they will have that ceramic tile done within 4 to 5 weeks after approval of the sample. So that time, again, by the end of the year, that will be completely finished as well. That's the list of all the projects we have. So if at this point,
okay. So that was an overview straight from your engineer, who was tasked with making sure the contractors abide by the contract, abide by the city, abide by the state regulations, so that everything passes. So we don't have a repeat of some of the situations that you found yourself in now. A lot of these things, for example, the drainage into the ocean or the turtle lighting, I agree with you. It's frustrating, but this is what you're up against. Fortunately, you have your boys hired a team that knows what they're doing. They've fought and they've won these battles before, and a lot of these projects are very close to wrapping up. Now that we have satisfied the formal aspects of your agenda, those 2 items, we're going to stay and entertain questions and answers, yes. And anybody who wishes to seek clarification after, we're just going to adjourn. We're all going to stay here and go one by one, and everybody have a turn. Do I have a motion to adjourn this formal portion of the meeting? You move. A second? All in favor? Any opposition to adjourn the meeting? No opposition mentioned. The meeting's adjourned. So the formal part of your board meeting is concluded. Now, if you guys are willing to, because most of the questions are going to be geared towards things you guys know. Field your questions, ma'am. What's your question?
Hi.
She needs the mic.
Saturday.
We're going to give you a mic, Miss. Hold on.
I'm nervous already. Now we're getting a mic.
You can state your name.
Just tell us your name and
That's fine.
somebody knows.
Okay.
They will hear it at home.
My name is Philomena Capoci. I just purchased a unit here, unit 507. My husband's not here, which he's a builder and would have really understood a lot of this, and I know it's a lot of work. Like you said, you have to get to the root of the problem. I'm leaving today. My unit closet has mold in the ceiling. Okay. Now it's leaking. They looked at it. They took a picture last week. No name tag. I don't know who he was. But my question is, I have a scratchy throat. I was going to read you about mold, but you told me everything about water leaks. I got that.
We dealt with it for 4 years. Yes.
I had that in my, I'm leaving. Literally, I was supposed to stay another week. I'm leaving today. I'm not saying the mold is causing my sore throat, but whatever.
It is. It's not, that's the truth. It is.
Okay, so my question is, I told them about a water leak in the closet from the light. They said, manager guy, Mr. Wallace, said he's putting in a work order. And then somebody was working on the panel, putting the sheetrock, and whoever was with him took a picture. And I never heard anything back. I'm leaving.
Okay, this is a question of.
Okay.
We're sorry, they're not necessarily chasing into the waterways.
My question is, no one's answering me all week. I'm going to New York. Who's going to help me? I have nobody in New York that can open my unit to look at this. Now, are you guys responsible to fix the mold?
I would like.
Who's responsible for it?
It's
my husband tried.
It's not the.
But I know I'm leaving, so when I come back in 2 months, is my whole closet going to be destroyed? We had the same problem.
Well, I would like to add something what she is saying right now, because maybe they said this is not what we are treating, but we have the same problem in our unit. The AC destroyed the ceiling, the walls. We have to come every week. Every week we come. They don't
For 2
do
months.
anything. 2 months waiting. And nobody give answer. We call, we don't receive answer. I don't know, you
Yeah, we
know.
don't need
Now
that.
Patrick is here, says that he's gonna answer. That's good, because I called to his office and they don't answer the phones. And I would like to, the same answer for me too, please.
Okay, I just want to know, okay, you don't have to tell me now, I can get this gentleman's number. Are they gonna fix it? Are they responsible for that? I don't know, this is the first time I'm a condo owner. My husband left it up to me. I paid cash. He's gonna kill me when he comes here and sees all this crap. I'm sorry, I'm from New York, I gotta tell you how it is. I told him that when I come back in 2 months, my whole closet is not black. And I can't put nothing in there.
Just one.
That's it.
We are the last one leaving to everything. They're not leaving the building, so we are going to answer all your questions. The one that we could, and the one that we can't, we're going to take notes. The general question is, when we are returning, unless you guys doesn't want us anymore around here, we are not leaving this property until all the plans are solved.
Okay, can I ask you another, wait, I just want to close it up. Are you personally gonna look at my unit today? Because I'm leaving at 5 o'clock.
We will.
Thank you, that's it.
Then we need to build a new building much better.
And thank you. What's your report? 507. 507.
Sir, in the gray shirt, go ahead.
Can I have the microphone? I just want to make a comment. I just want to thank the board for their efforts. I know this is a huge undertaking and an uphill battle for them. And I would like to say thank you for the assistance and doing it from the right way. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
It is discussion, not question.
I got a question.
It's not a question, personal.
In May, you open it line 4. In May, you open it line 4. You got it 3 times mistake. We make it 7 around, you make it noise, shaking, all building. You make it 7 twice. When you finish it from May, when you finish it line 4, I got it wet in my pipe.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for asking my question. It's a good example of...
When you work like here, you never finish it because 6 months you can finish it one line. How I live in my apartment? You destroy my apartment.
I understand your question. Thank you. The system, the reason why we did not leave the contractor with the first installation because it wasn't correct. And we're going to keep on working on it until it is correct, so the longevity is going to stay here. If you wanted us to leave the first way the contractor installed it, you're going to be back here in a year doing it over again. So I do appreciate the time that it takes, and I do understand it completely. But unless the system is installed correctly and we're all happy with the end result, then you should be happy with the end result at the end. If we don't just want you to drywall to be put back on and say, congratulations, your unit is finished, we'll be back here next year doing the same thing, and you're paying again. The whole intent of the board is no more Band-Aids, find the right solution. At the end of the day, was the solution of the material for the fire stopping correct? No more noise, fire stopping is safe. When the drywall goes back out, you all can sleep at night knowing you do not have a fire problem in the building. The board succeeded in the intent, is to make this building life safety for you guys, to save the public. Has it taken longer than it should? 100%. Are we upset with the contractors? Totally. We're doing our best with the contractors we currently have, but doing that takes its time. If we fire all the contractors and start from scratch again, we're not going to get further ahead. Sometimes it's easier to work with what we have than not start with something we don't know. And we're dealing with your unit. I'm going back into your unit again today as well, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Next question, next question.
I wanted to make it. Yeah, for a long time.
Or votes? that we are not the ones doing the actual work. We are the project manager. So we need to rely on the actual contractors doing the work.
But you have to control it.
That's what we're trying to do. And I think that little by little we are achieving that. The contractor is making sure that what they're doing.
Why they do 3 times instead of doing 1 time?
Because it was wrong in the first 2.
Because no control.
Right.
Because it's stupid.
I have a question. Can I
Oh, you want to share?
ask you a question?
To answer that one question of your control, it's actually quite easy. The contractor on his own drawings and the submittals, one second, sir. The submittals that he provided us said that he was going to install product A. His own supervisor provided him product D, and they installed the wrong product.
You should not allow that.
By the time we got here to find out it was failed, was the time that the city already had a complaint. So the contractor, we trust the contractors as you hire everybody to do their job properly.
You have to have a supervisor who controls it.
They're the supervisor.
We're trying our best.
But 3 times repeated means no control. But I have another question. Can I understand what you say. First of all, I'd like to have insurance that whatever I ask you, it's not to upset anybody. It's not big, $100,000 insurance. Now, my question is,
Insurance what? I'm
you
sorry.
don't understand a Russian joke, right? I mean that I
Don't do anything in Israel. I'm Italian. I'm how it's over here.
very close.
We do something different.
Very close. No. We
Sorry, I
speak
should
with
have
hands. We speak with hands. But beside that, I mean that whatever I say, I don't like to upset anybody.
You're not.
So my question is, what our lower and high mechanical room is so special that it need engineering design? Why it was previously, we just get contractor get the bid, whatever we give him, and we can hire one consultant to approve that everything is good. Why we need to pay more than $150,000 for design? I don't understand. Everything what you're saying, by the way, is correct. Building need to repair, but price of repair is different because we have a lot of very qualified engineers who can do certain job. And finally, if board doesn't understand it, and board doesn't understand that we can use our local people, then we can hire outside consultant to approve what contractor does. It will be much cheaper. And by the way, I work for Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. Not one job was done without inspection.
Thank you very much. Next question.
No, I didn't have answer.
Your answer is, you didn't ask the question. Why does it cost so much? Is that your question?
Why it's so special? I repeat it.
Why is it so special?
I speak English.
So you just spent a
Why it's
30
so
minutes. I'm
special?
going to answer your question. If you just
No, but you start wrong.
If you'll be quiet, I'll answer your question.
Quiet.
You want to know.
Okay, I'm
Waiting on you. We're all waiting on you to
Okay.
finish.
Question is, why that room is so special that need engineering company to design it?
Instead of the engineers that live there now.
Why is it so special that it needs an engineer to do that? Is that your question?
Absolutely.
Because it has to pass state, county, and city inspectors.
Everything have to pass that.
So you answered your own question.
Yeah, but it's not necessary to hire engineering company, pay
Who should we hire?
$300,000.
Who should we hire? I'm sorry, I'm asking you the question. Who should we hire?
Every time.
I don't know how
You
we
don't know. How
live
is it on
40
the
years.
list? These
How we
gentlemen
live
know.
40 years without hiring engineering company? How we live?
Look at the
How you live?
That's
Take a look. This is how you live.
That's not our fault, by the way. It's 40 years. Take a look at my passport. You will see what's wrong. I get my passport.
Well, I'm answering your question the best I can. How about another one?
Yes, I'm Unit 206.
Answer my question.
I have the same problem. I come for the weekends, and this weekend I found the same problem the gentleman mentioned and the lady. I'm assuming that
the lines are clogged, the air conditioning lines, and that's causing the problem. And I know that there is a project with the filters clean that, but I think that there are some urgencies, that needs to be attended, because, once the water starts dripping, you got the ceiling damage and the mold.
You're 207?
On the floor.
206.
206, okay?
103, please.
103?
Yeah.
904.
Now that you are answering those questions, now that you answered the questions and we have the problem, we would like to know when someone is going to take care of this and who, because we never receive an answer for that. We come every week and we don't receive answers.
Third question. And I can't answer that now because I don't know the exact problem. I don't want to tell you, oh, it'll be Tuesday. Because it may be something outside of your unit. I don't know that. I want to find out exactly what it is so I can give you an exact answer that you can hold me accountable for. Okay? I've noted your numbers that you've spoken here, and I'll get back to you. I don't know, I'll get back to you. With an answer. It may not be Tuesday that it's going to be resolved, but at least we'll know what we're up against.
If I get an answer, I'm going to be really happy.
All right, we'll hope to that, okay? May you have a question?
I have a question. The problem with all this lady's problem with her air conditioner leaking and everything, I go back to the same thing I keep repeating for years and years and years, and nobody listens. The pans are like this, okay? The pans should be tilted down like that so the water can flow. I had this problem many, many years ago when I first came here. And the very first week I was here, my ceiling fell down. The maintenance man who was head of the maintenance at that time had this young man who worked in the building, and he explained about the pans. He also did, what he did was took and had a pipe from the pan out into the hallway, into the walls where the water would go down. This would solve every problem. You wouldn't be having all this leaking that's been happening. You wouldn't have to be doing ceilings over and over and over, but nobody listens.
Okay.
Can you understand what I'm saying? That's why we keep doing work over and over and over again. It's not done right in the first place.
I'll tell you what.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Ma'am.
I know you do. But why can't you correct those things or have them corrected? So that we don't have this problem, we won't have the mold. Because all these things do create the mold. And this is the problem of the building, the mold. Everybody's getting sick from it. I know I had a lung infection and it cost me a lot of money. And I never even gave it a thought that it was from the building until the doctor told me. And everybody was going to complain, just like this young girl. I have the same thing with the problem, that I have this throat problem all the time, and it comes from the mold. So fix the pans first. Fix whatever has to be done with the air conditioning, all the things that have to be done. That's the most important thing in this whole damn building here. I don't care about a fountain. That fountain can wait. We don't need that. There's other things that need to be done. The building has to be.
All right, thank you very much. Sir, you have a question?
Yeah, it seems to me that we have a lot of issues in reference to a lot of mistakes done by the contractor and so forth. But I believe that the main control to that it will be the project manager. Before building anything, they should have a meeting. They should supervise. They should do the quality control. Don't let them get away with it.
You're right.
In Florida construction, the contractors
You're
are
right.
really, really bad.
You're right, and that's what
I replaced the AC unit in my unit because it had mold, and the contractor, the mechanical contractor, is one of the best companies, but it doesn't mean anything. You know what? They have to do 3 times. Thanks to me, because I have knowledge. I use a lot of common sense. And the only thing they come back to you is, oh, I'm sorry, we made this mistake. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, now I put the unit, the ceiling is going to be lower. I said, no. I said, remove that whole unit and replace it again, or I will not make any payment. So you guys are the one who has to control them in every little move, because they don't know. Most of these people, they just come like crazy. They put the screw, they build it up, that's it, done. They don't care. They don't know. They have no knowledge.
And that's exactly
Yes.
what they're doing.
And we rely on you guys. You are the main engine, the main brain, the main direction to them. Okay, at some point you might even need to hold their hand and say, do this way, you know, because they don't know.
They have.
Period.
We
depend
project
on you.
manager who is not here.
We doing that, we avoid
Never
spending a
here.
lot of money, a lot of headaches for you guys. And you do, I think you're doing a great job. Whatever the previous board, they didn't do it right because they didn't know. They didn't have.
Joe actually was here on a Saturday, he was just telling me yesterday, that he came in on a Saturday with the contractors, and he was pouring the mortar, I think you called it, himself, showing them. And so they're definitely doing everything that you were suggesting. That
You have to, that's the only way to be
Thank you,
successful.
Discuss the full benefit. It's not on your program, full benefit.
When they come and look at the building.
What happened to full benefit?
You have to wait your turn. I understand when they come and look at the building like you came on Saturday, that's wonderful. I understand that. But the problem is, it's individual units.
Well, individual units you should be, and I'm disappointed to hear that you're not getting responses. But if you're logging tickets either on the website or calling the office, if you're not getting responses, then you now have Patrick's phone number and email to call. But as Al was explaining, you're in the 07 line.
Right?
You're in the 7 line.
07 line completely open.
Half a year,
Waiting for inspections, we'll start to get deals in the
You're
closet.
wrong. The ceiling is not what's in it. It's leaking.
No, not ceiling. We're gonna come look after the meeting.
Where is the leak? Where is the leakage?
It could be
You
another,
have a panel here, you're working on the panel, on that, you know, you're putting that pipe, okay? And the ceiling, it's the wall, right, the closet, right.
we're coming up after the meeting.
It's not another room, it's right next to it.
Okay.
I'm little, but I'm visible. Hi there. Yeah. I understand all your frustrations because I'm dealing with it too. I own 2 units. The unit that I currently live on, I just replaced the AC last year, and I've had 10 leaks already after replacing the ceiling AC. Unit 214.
Maybe you should, he's suggesting.
He's my neighbor right below me.
His contractor, we had to watch him a couple of times, and this could be, the air conditioning is your responsibility, maybe they don't do it.
No. What I wanted to ask the engineers is, since you're already here, you've been hired by the association, why don't you also implement the solving of the issue that Teresa just spoke about and the other 2 gentlemen there, and mine, because I'm in the same boat, regarding the units that the AC vent is on the ceiling. Now, my other unit upstairs that I still haven't finished, but almost, I did standalone units because I got fed up with those AC blowers on the ceiling. So now if I have a leak, I just put a pail instead of replacing the AC. Let me finish, please. I have replaced my ceiling on 214. In the last 5 years, I've replaced it 3 times, the ceiling, because of the leaks. So there's got to be a solution. You're engineers. Maybe you should implement to the association how do each individual unit owner should fix, like Teresa said, something about the piping, the water draining directly and not to the ceiling. But let me finish, please. You always interrupted me, Marla, and you don't let me finish.
I just want to answer your question about the pans. We just sent an email, this will solve your problem as well. When we come to do the maintenance of the filters, they're going to be checking the pans at that time, so hopefully that will resolve.
That's a great idea.
Thank you.
That's
That
what
will
we
solve your problem.
need. They need to claim there is a pipe.
Okay, let me go there about the pans.
That's what we're doing.
Marla, you just mentioned the pans.
Yes, go ahead.
The new blowers that they came out recently, the pans are smaller. So that's why they don't hold that much water or condensation and they overflow. The newer ones that are being installed, including the one they put in on mine. That's an issue. But I think that what the engineers need to do, since we have them here, take advantage of them, is to maybe implement a design or a solution to avoid all these units in the building, the majority of them have them with these blowers on the ceiling to stop condensating and leaking through. It's a living hell. Living hell, living like that. because we breathe the mold.
Great idea, Joe, let's discuss that one thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, just
I rest my case
answer
for now.
the question. At the beginning of the presentation, I said you had one item was the most important in the building is humidity. That's the first thing we talked about, and it's the first item that the board insisted that we deal with. You have to remember, over these years,
David, please, David.
over the years, this building did not have any type of dehumidification because the steam boiler was never up and running.
I agree.
So any type of humidity issues you had was compounded because the building itself wasn't actually dehumidifying. So with the efforts and the help of the board and the board members, we directed to get the steam boiler up and running to allow a temporary solution until the mechanical rooms get completed. So that's the whole intent, is if we can control the building, the rest of your suites, I'm not saying we'll be under control 100%, but we remove the biggest problem with the building is the dehumidification.
Right, but in the meantime, the fans should all start getting fixed.
It's definitely that you could look with the board of how
I don't think
to
it's the
look for
fan,
the
I think
condensate
it's
drains.
the flow of water.
The slope of the drains.
Yeah.
Now, to answer your other question is if you have a new air conditioning or an air handler system that has a smaller drain fan, the size of that drain pan is specifically designed for that unit. It's not that they would undersize the drain pan. The drain pan should not hold a large quantity of water. It should always be sloped correctly. So you can have a small drain pan, providing it's capturing where the water is dripping off the coil.
Right.
It's not by quantity of depth, not in any way.
That is probably the piping, the way it was set up, because it's not going straight, it's zigzagging.
We hire company online, making big money. So everybody is not knowing what they're doing.
The problem with the small pan is not designed for the unit. The problem, when they turn all the fittings, they cannot insulate it well, and they dripping outside the fan.
Yes,
I saw
yes,
that.
Leo.
That is
That's the problem. That needs to be solved.
They cover that area, but some of the pipe
Right.
into the ceiling because it's not insulated well, and it's very hard to insulate.
How do we solve that problem? I mean, you are engineers.
That's something needs to be redesigned.
Can you answer my question? Thank you, Leo.
Yeah, it's a group of few different problems in that what you described is.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a small thing. I noticed myself it's really small.
Yes.
Especially in the unit. The second problem is there is no context, there is no slope.
Right. We don't have a slope.
From the frame
right.
To the riser. And very riser. There is no slope. And because of so many turns.
Exactly. It gets clogged.
In years, it's accumulated socks, accumulated sludge. And it's, there's no, the freely goes with it. So in any case, it has to be within your solution. Now, that's unique. My understanding is a completely maintenance issue. There's nothing, we pay those gentlemen from $100 to $160 per hour. If you don't ask them to go to each unit and solve the problem, you're not going to solve the problems for the entire building, which is really big stuff. Real world design, they are much clearer than what you do.
I understand.
But how and medium and manage public, they have to. So keep them quiet, keep them ask them to work. If they don't work, if I'm here, I'm really going to go and see, decide what's the problem.
Yeah.
But then somebody has to hire a contractor.
Right.
Somebody has to do it. It's not my problem, but what's leaking in your room.
Yeah, it's brand new unit, year old, and I already have my and I
It's really deficient.
Right.
Someone had
The room is not good.
It's not, yeah, hopefully it'll go, definitely.
I have a last question.
One sec, she had her hand up for quite a while, sorry.
I'd like to discuss the canopies. I want to understand what it's going to cost and why do we need.
40 years without canopy.
And why do we need this sail canopy? Why can't we just have one main awning? That would be sufficient.
Achieve one price.
Please, just a moment, please.
I'm just going to answer factual, is that
during our last assessment, there was a material change vote that took place for those canopies, and that was approved by the owners. So the sales, that whole design was done by the last assessment. We are basically replacing exactly what was there before that the owners approved. We're not reinventing the wheel, we're just putting back exactly what was there. We're just making sure that it's up to code, that it'll be able to withstand the winds by the ocean, and then it'll be properly built and properly approved by proper engineers.
One last question.
And no, just a second, please. The 3 bids are all on the website, and the contract is on the website. You can sorry.
One last question, please.
Yeah, it's, I guess this has to do with environmental issues on the lower level of the cellar. I just came back from Jersey 2 days ago, and I parked my car all the way on the back wall. And every time I'm approaching to that area, I start coughing. My wife also, and I noticed already 2 consecutive days.
It's a riptide. It's the red tide.
Red tide.
Okay, also, in addition to that, the store is completely dead. Can somebody go use the hose, clean it up? You know, it's all dusty, it's really, I mean, I don't think it's a nice place to walk in. You know, you can't even walk like this, you get all dirty.
Al, can you take note of that, please, the maintenance issue, cleaning? Thank you.
And that's all.
This lady, then I'll get to this lady who had a question, sir.
This is my question. I understand we discussed very important parts. Even my granddaughter, when she came here for vacation to visit me, I had to send her to hotel because she was free. It's important. But what I noticed, I'm very small business owner, and I see how people working here in the pool. I never saw workers coming instead of 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, coming 11. Then they have a breakfast, then they call on the phone. Nobody watches, nobody oversight how people work.
Do you mean the people repairing the pool or our people?
Absolutely.
The pool people, yes. They're not our employees.
See how people work. I'm not used to see how people work.
Very sad.
Long, somehow, not on time.
Exactly. We call them every time that they're not. We call them every time that they don't show up. Gina, you had the last question?
Yes, please. The lights of the pool, those red lights in the pool deck, are they going to be changed to amber, which is what Regalia has, and the other buildings on the beach line?
Joe just gave a detailed presentation.
But they didn't talk about the color of the lights.
The color will remain. I believe he said that we're going to be reducing the number of lights. The color remains, the red.
So the color is going to remain, or is going to be changed?
The color has to remain in the line side of the turbine. The code that's required is three different types of lights you can accept, and this one is the least obtrusive that you could use, but we're looking at, we propose...
Can they change it to amber? Is that all the buildings on the beach line have amber? We're the only ones with red.
It actually is, this one here is actually better than the amber.
Because Regalia and other high towers, they're newer, and they're up to code, and they pick amber. Why are we stuck with red?
The original design.
Well, can that be changed while you're in the project?
Gina, we're going to be reducing the number of lights. So
but still going to be red, Maura.
It won't be as red. I mean, it won't be as bright.
As red, you mean?
The color has to